First of all, I want to make a presentation. I want to present Coach Dye with the game ball.
One, two, three. War Eagle Mansfield, never to conquer, never to yield. War Eagle Mansfield, on North and Blue. Go, 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 on victory, strike up the land. Give hell, set up here. Hey, War Eagle, we'll go Auburn, our victory land.
I'm going to tell you something now. Sure, I'd like to be 12, 11 and 0 and, you know, not, but I'm going to tell you something. I wouldn't swap this year for any year that I've been at Auburn. I wouldn't swap it, men, because I've watched you struggle and I watched you wrestle with them angels but I watched you grow up and become men. Do you remember me standing right here and telling you when you became one that you'd know it? Then you know it now. It don't make any difference who's carrying the ball. It don't make any difference who's catching it, who's rushing the pass, or who's making the tackles. As long as you've got a blue jersey on. Remember, the people on the other side have had a great year, and they won't ever get recognition for the year that they've had. They're an outstanding football team. They came in here not only against I think a damn good football team, but they came in here with the emotions and a set of circumstances where it would have been very, very difficult for them to win.
This is the Auburn Football Review with Coach Pat Dye. Brought to you by your local Coca-Cola bottler. Coke, you can't beat the feeling. Colonial Bank, where we make good things happen for our customers every day. Osmos pressure-treated pine, only from Great Southern Wood. If it doesn't say Osmos on the little yellow tag, believe me, you don't want it. By Golden Flake Snack Foods. One taste and you're stuck on Golden Flake. Alpha Insurance. Call Alpha. Put your trust in people who care. Ziegler. Since 1927, get the taste that's seasoned to please. Pick Ziegler. All Pro Auto Parts. The choice of professionals and do-it-yourselfers for thousands of quality parts and hometown professional service. And by your Alabama John Deere Network. Nothing runs like a deer.
Welcome. One for the ages. The first ever at Auburn yesterday, and Auburn beat Alabama 30-20, and Pat Dye took his place alongside Nealon and Bryant and Dooley with 3 straight conference championships.
You know,
Congratulations.
I'm not believing what I just looked at on the screen.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
I'm going to tell you something. You know, there's some things about life that you can't, but you know, it's been 50 years since there was 3 champions in the Southeastern Conference. The last year was 1939. Our stadium is 50 years old. I'm 50 years old, and I just looked at the screen, and the score was 30-20, a total of 50. That is, I mean, that's absolutely amazing. You know, maybe Alabama didn't have a chance after all when they
and
came.
Auburn played in the Cotton Bowl and the Sugar Bowl's 50th anniversaries.
Well, maybe 50 is supposed to be a special year. I hope, but it has been a great year for our football team, and the things that this football team has gone through. I talked about it a little bit in the dressing room, but it's been one of the most satisfying years that I've ever been, and I know I got a kick out of, you know, through the course of the year, fussing at our people a little bit about, you know, the way they got on our team.
But they brought it home yesterday, didn't they?
Well, yesterday is I've been coaching the rest of my life, and I won't ever witness anything like yesterday. And anybody that's on that field that was a player from Auburn or a player from Alabama, and you know, you can talk about a home field advantage if you want to, but what happened yesterday at Auburn lifted our players another level, and there's no question that our fans had a lot to do with that coming to the ball game yesterday.
Let's go in the dressing room right now, Coach, and we'll talk some later. Let's hear from some of the players now, the seniors who had such a big part in the win.
Tell me about this senior class before you pass out from that cigar.
Well, with 4 in a row against Bama, 3 conference championships, could make history if we win the bowl game. I love these guys, and I kept faith. I never thought about losing the whole way.
You can't even explain it. You can't even come close to explaining it. And then to do it in this setting today when Alabama comes off. Oh, most definitely. First time here, your fans and student body, everybody's behind you. It's a great feeling, and the people are behind us all the way.
I can remember if we mess up on one play, they'll put it back on the line, you know, and all the guys were tired, you know. That pulled us together. You know, the hard work paid off today.
Yes, I'm glad I came to Auburn. I tried to get my brother to come, but he wanted to go to Alabama, so that's the consequence he had to suffer.
Held him out and let Reggie look downfield and find receivers.
We knew, like, the Georgia game, we knew that'd be a key, because Alabama was, had so many sacks, and they did so many things to rush the passer, and, we knew, or everybody felt like if we could give Reggie time, that he would make things happen for us, and he did.
None of us had ever seen anything like the Tiger Walk today, and I think the fans had as much to do with it as anything.
That was remarkable.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I mean, we got down there and had to walk single file through the street, and we came in, we just said, it's over. There's, we're going to win this thing. Somehow, some way, these people want it so bad.
Best senior class that ever came down to fight.
The best one. And I'm proud to be part of it. 3 conference championships, Hey, you can't ask for anything else. I'm just glad to be here.
The people did their job for us, and it was a great win for us.
We go over there in team meetings a lot, If the defender knock you out, you come back in and try to make a play. I knew that, so I knew I had a good chance of trying to make a catch.
Pretty well.
And it worked pretty well.
I'm just glad to end out my career and like this, and it makes this whole season worthwhile.
Under the circumstances, that last one was about as big as any of them,
Yeah, it was put the game away, and that was 10 points, and pretty much put them away.
We put points on the board. We ought to do better in spots and places this time, especially when I jumped off sides. But I think plays like we came through, and we did what it took to win. I'm glad we did.
But you scored after you jumped off sides.
That's true. So thank goodness Coach Don might not forgive me for that if I didn't.
5, 6, 7, 8. Can't stop it. A bebop it. For this kind of thirst, you just can't top it. Can't beat it. Can't beat the real thing. Coca-Cola Classic. Can't beat the feeling.
Collect and save Auburn and Alabama football trading cards. Find all but 20 from each team in stores all over Alabama. Get details on the remaining 20 at displays of Coca-Cola Classic.
The people at Colonial Bank are a lot more than hard-working professional folks.
Morning, Coach. Ready for the big game?
McCarthy, how about cashing my check for me?
They're your friends who care about you as an individual, about your needs, your goals, and your dreams for the future.
Just an idea I had for your offense, Coach.
You pull the tackle instead of the guard.
Oh, Coach, the guy's 5'11". He weighs 280. He's slow as molasses.
Nobody looks after you like Colonial Bank.
Where do the pros go when they need auto parts? They go where I go, to All Pro. All Pro offers over 100,000 parts daily for the professional mechanics and the do-it-yourselfers like me. They've got quality parts for American and import cars and trucks, farm vehicles, and RVs too. Great parts, great prices, a nationwide warranty program, and plenty of help from a true professional. All Pro has a winning combination. Good lumber should withstand almost anything, like this fence, built with Osmos pressure-treated pine from Great Southern Wood. The lumber with a 40-year guarantee.
And we use Osmos deck screws for better holding power, and Osmos clear water repellent and stains for that extra defense.
Speaking of extra defense, Ring here, let me keep this. So remember, if it doesn't have Osmos on the yellow label, believe me, you don't want it.
What a setting, Coach. What a setting.
Well, it just, there's no way to describe on television here what the emotions was yesterday. And you heard Mark Rose talking about it. In 9 years that I've been at Auburn, I never have liked going down that street in front of the fans. That's a player's deal, and I just happened to be there in the back of the line. But I wouldn't take anything for being there yesterday and being able to look in the eyes and the faces of the Auburn people and the hope and the happiness and the excitement, and I just we take the first drive and take it in, and it was big. It was big. It was a big confidence builder, and I think it set the tempo for the game. I think that it did a lot to Alabama. We felt like going into the game. that we could throw the football on Alabama, and we felt like we had to run it, do both, but they had given up more yardage passing than they had rushing, and this kind of set the tone. That's the first play from scrimmage. Alabama has a great offensive football team, had an outstanding plan for us, and Gary Hollingsworth is a very clever quarterback, and they do a great job utilizing his talent and ability. Big sack right there by Mike Campbell.
They get a turnover and get down deep here.
That was a big play by Lamar Rogers and John Wiley and Corey Barlow and Craig Ogletree ended up making a play. We got pressure and got to him a lot yesterday and got pressure on him. We just didn't do a very good job of covering their backs and their tight end. Of course, Lamont Russell is the best receiver that we've played against since we've been at Auburn. He is the best wide receiver or whatever. He is the best we've ever played against.
They kick a field goal, and now they're back down deep again, about to score, it would appear. But some great goal line defense.
Good coverage by John Wiley. And they fake a field goal here, and we come up with a little pressure, and big play. Elton Billings will get there, and then there's Eric Ramsey and Frankie Stankunas making a play on the fake, and that was big because that left the score 7-3, and Alabama's coming back. A big play by Ricky Sutton, and Ricky's just playing a little to spell Elton and Craig Ogletree. There's another big play by Craig Ogletree, and I just wish that all the Auburn people and everybody just could know him and know what a fine person he is and the kind of leader he is. As John Wiley. John made a lot of plays yesterday and played extremely well. His reverse great play right here by Elton Billingsley. He just walked that tight end from Alabama all the way to the sideline and comes off and makes a play on the reverse. But Alabama comes right back and converts. It's Lassick, the fine tailback. And they take this one in. It's a great play. It's kind of a pick play, and they execute it to perfection. And Marco Battle had a great day for Alabama yesterday, and I'm glad he's a senior and won't be around anymore. Most of Alabama's football team will be back next year. People don't realize that, but the quarterback and Russell and lots of them will be back. And they listed in their program as they got about 30 seniors listed, but only about half of them are seniors. The rest of them are redshirt juniors.
What you're saying is they'll be good again next year.
Absolutely.
We'll be back in just a minute. Here's an aerial view of the early parts of the game, Coach.
There's old Glory flying there over the stadium, and Mr. Connors and his staff had the stadium in beautiful condition, and this is a view out that first touchdown of the ball game, and
quite a setting.
It was beautiful. I'd like to take this off. This is our last show, and take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, and they make this show possible, and Coca-Cola and your local Coca-Cola bottlers, the people at Colonial Bank, Great Southern Wood, makers of Osmos Wood Products, Alpha Insurance, Ariel Ziegler, the makers of Ziegler Meat Products, All Pro Auto Parts, John Deere and the Alabama John Deere dealers, Golden Flake snack foods. I also like to thank Dr. Martin and the administration for the part that they play in our program and the support that they give us, the Board of Trustees and their support, our faculty and students that are so loyal to our efforts in the athletic department. I'd like to thank Hyman Wall and all the administrative staff and assistants that make my job so easy and do all the work behind the scenes that don't get the credit that they deserve. Certainly our coaching staff that has done a marvelous job with this football team this year, and all the Auburn fans and people that love Auburn, and I hope you were there yesterday. If you weren't, I hope that you could feel the emotion and the pride and the Auburn spirit moving in the city and in that stadium yesterday on television.
And thanks to Sue, and we'll be back in just 1 minute.
Well, I tell you what, right now when I'm playing ball, and there's a ton of people in the stands yelling, and then you'll hear somebody say War Eagle or I'm from Auburn, and that catches my attention right there. I turn and look and I wave, and it's nice to know that people, whenever they leave Auburn or wherever they go, they still carry that Auburn spirit with them.
There isn't much we agree on.
I played football for Auburn.
And he coached at Georgia. And I played at Georgia.
And now he's coaching at Auburn.
But there's a top-rated player that we both agree on, John Deere. I like a 30-horsepower John Deere 970. It's tough, but agile.
I like this 55-horsepower 2355. It's got plenty of lugging power.
One thing we both agree on,
nothing runs like a Deere.
Coach, I think you can make a living in doing
I don't know about that. I tell you,
the band was terrific. Let me tell you, they were terrific. The opening of the anthem in America was something.
I think everybody from Auburn had the game face on yesterday, and it was special. And Lord, I'm glad to just be a small part of that deal yesterday. They come back with a no-huddle offense, and Coach Hall and Coach Witt and Coach Heron and Coach Dennis did a great job of getting our players ready for this no-huddle. And do a great job with it. They have a little hit sneak play here.
And they missed a field goal right after
that. That was a big play in the ball game because they had moved it down and got it in. This is a great play right here. That guy right there, Shane Wasden, has made a big play in every big conference game. Against LSU, he had the punt return. Against Florida, he had the pass for the touchdown at the end of the game. We're throwing to James Joseph, and James is another guy that's given us great clutch plays all year long. There's Ed King picking him up. Stacey Danley taking it down to the 1 after the long pass from Reggie to Shane Wasden.
He overcame a 5-yard penalty.
As James Joseph taking it in the end zone, and I tell you what, that was probably the biggest improvement we've had is our short yardage offense. There's Shane right there, but had the big punt return against Georgia.
Big hit there by John Wiley.
I'm telling you, I've just never seen a guy that's impossible to cover, but it looks like there's good pressure by Quentin Riggins on, and I think that we had great coverage that time by Greg Ogletree, and look at that. Just a big play in the game. Quentin Riggins knocks the ball loose. We get it, and you know we get the turnover there and a big play on the defense in the first drive, and this is probably as final play as we've had on the passing game ever at Auburn. Alexander got knocked out of bounds, 4 or 5 yards out of bounds. Reggie threw the ball down the boundary, and he came back in bounds and caught it.
And he said he knew he could do it because you all work on that.
Right. Then Reggie, we get it down to the 5 here. Reggie had a great day yesterday and carried out our game plan to perfection. And we kicked the field goal, and now it's a 7-point game.
And when Lyle goes past Al Del Greco with 43 career field goals.
Watch your kick coverage here. We just our specialty teams. We struggled early in the year. Great play by Alvin Nash, and there's a big hits on the specialty teams. And look at that. The little girl with the Alabama shirt on, one with the Auburn shirt on, sitting side by side at the ball game. And from everything I can understand, we had no incidents yesterday that were distract from the ball game. Great throw and catch by Herbert Casey and Reggie, and it's a big play in 3rd down, critical situation. Come back, another great catch by Alexander Wright, and I think the pro scouts probably like what they saw yesterday in Alexander Wright, and nobody's a talent. Look at that guy right there. I mean, you got to
130 yards for him yesterday.
We take this, and this is Darrell Williams. Great play. Good block in the line of scrimmage. Our offensive line is Rob Selby and making a block, and Ed King and as Chris Gray. We lost. Victor Hall got hurt. We took the tackle shirt off of Chris Gray and put him back in as a tight end. He makes a key block there to get to get Electron in the end zone. Darryl Crawford comes up with an interception. And there's probably going to be some controversy over that play right there, and there's a judgment call. but we didn't get a fumble early in the ball game. There was also a judgment call, and those things have a way of evening out. We, you know, as Winlow kicking another field goal, and I don't know what that made it, what, 27 to 10?
Right. Right.
Near interception right there. Alabama takes this one down the field with a great drive, very poised and executed, and they hit Kevin Turner there, and they come back and hit Lamont Russell with another one, and we're getting close, but we're not getting there, and the coverage is Craig Sanderson, Gary Hollingsworth. There's a play for the touchdown to Marco Battle, and Marco's had a great career at Alabama, and just we come back offensively, still running and throwing, and comes up with a big play in a key situation where we hit Alexander Wright with a turn, and Alabama holds us. We get a great kick from Richie Nail. Looked like a clip there. So those penalties, you know, we felt like some of them went against us, and some of them probably went against Alabama, but those things have a way of evening out. They run the draw. Quentin Riggins and John Wiley. It seemed like John Wiley was in the way of that football all day yesterday, and Doyle kicks it, makes it a 7-point game.
1:49 to go.
1:49 to go, and this is a very critical play right here. And of course, the people we got on the field, the people we got confidence in, is not the best player, maybe, but the solid citizens, and there's Frank McIntosh, our backup quarterback, fields the onside kick, and we just right here take this one right down to run the clock out and end up kicking a field goal late. And I know a lot of people
Casey's a little excited there.
As they watch him run out of this one right here. Just, you know, he has a way, and of course he hasn't been healthy in the last month, but when he's healthy, he can run with the best of them. And we ended up
45th of his career right there.
We threw the ball there on third down, and we told Reggie it was a safe play, one that we had some success with, and this is the last play of the game, and Dennis Wallace goes up and makes the interception, and we run the clock out, and the game is history, and it was a hard-fought, well-played game. Both sides, you know, did good things in the ball game, and Coach Curry and his staff have done a marvelous job with the Alabama football team this year, and they're going to the Sugar Bowl, and I wish them well, and we're excited about going to the Hall of Fame Bowl and playing an outstanding Ohio State football team.
We'll be back.